Anime tower defense games. If you're watching this video, you love them. Or maybe you've never heard of them before, and you know what? That's for a totally different topic. This isn't the type of video for you. For those of you who know anime tower defense games, you know that there's only really a few big anime tower defense games that are actually like successful and really holding their own. Games like obviously Anime Reborn, the biggest anime tower defense. We got Anime Vanguards, we have Anime Last Stand is still doing really well. We had Anime Reborn, it's kind of died off, but not fully dead yet, which brings me to the topic of this video. Bro, these pop-ups, bro, I swear. In this video, I'm going to be trying out dead anime tower defense games to see if it actually made sense on why these games died, or if they actually had potential and just didn't get lucky enough, or something happened to where they just quit on the game. So we're going to be playing multiple games today, and we're going to be checking out to see if I can answer any of those questions and see if we just have some fun. So let's hop into our first game. Okay, so the first game we're going to be checking out is Anime Fantasy. This game currently has 35 active players, and it has been visited about 646,000 times. And if I look at my all-time played, it says I've only played this game 10 minutes. I don't know how true that is. I don't really remember this game, but we're going to check it out and see, you know, what's going on. Okay, so login in, we got a daily reward. Okay, we got, oh, they updated update 2 recently. Okay, so I must have played this game a little bit because I do have a mythic character, but I don't really remember this game. It seems I completed, it looks like 1 act of the story before I quit, which kind of checks out for 10 minutes of gameplay. So I clearly didn't play this game too much, and maybe I just didn't like it. But let's see what they got going on. They have a shop here, pretty basic stuff, you know. An event here, I don't know what that is. They got leaderboards, traits. Let's see what kind of traits I can get. If I have any rerolls, I don't. Maybe they have a code. Update 2. I guess it right. Must be level 3 to redeem. Okay, bro. Whatever. Index here. Let me claim some stuff. Oh, I got some gems, it looks like. Dope. Constellation. Oh, it's like a sacrifice thing. Oh, it's an ascension thing. Okay, cool. Stat reroll. We all seen this. Is this summoning? Okay. They copied the Anime Vanguards type banner. I mean, yeah, you can't hate on them for it, but let's drop a couple summons. See what's up. Oh, it looks like I had fast summon on. I want to see what their animation actually looks like. Okay, there we go. Okay, interesting. Okay, it's your basic animation. I've seen worse, so I can't really get mad at that. They got challenges, they got relics, weekly champions. What's this? Oh, it's a tournament. Okay, they got raids, it looks like. Are they actually in the game? There's 3 raids. Interesting. Okay. This walking sound effect is so bad. Anyway, let's actually just check out how this game actually feels to play, you know? Okay, are you ready to start? Yes, I am. I genuinely don't even remember this game, bro. Like, clearly I got a mythic, but unless they might have went through like a huge revamp or something, because I don't remember this map. I don't remember having the units I have. I don't remember any of this. A unit manager. Yeah, I don't know. I got no money. Please give me money. All right, Goku. Hill unit. All right, yes, sir. Let's see you do some work, buddy. Okay. The UI doesn't look terrible. I mean, like, the thing is, it's kind of hard because I can't really judge this on Anime Adventures or Anime Vanguard's level of quality. But like, also, like, it's objectively bad, but it's like not bad for like for this game. It's not bad, if you get what I mean. Like, you see what I'm saying? Byakuya doesn't look too bad. Like, they're not the worst animations I've ever seen. Like, I gotta give him some credit for that. Also, I'm about to lose, bro. Bro, the hill doesn't hit anywhere around here. Okay. Also, the game's a little slow. Like, if I click off, sometimes it doesn't click off fully. It's a little funky. They have an auto upgrade feature for their unit manager. Priority. You know, it's not even a bad unit manager. I've seen worse unit managers as well. I want to get him to this next upgrade so I can see his moves. So right now we're just seeing this like slash ability. I want to see if his animations get a little bit better. All right, there we go. He has a new move. Let's see what he does. They're not that bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, the animations aren't that bad. Like, genuinely, I've seen worse. The UI is not terrible. Like, this UI isn't bad. This UI, the hotbar and stuff, I don't really care for. The unit models are like, they're like meh. Like, they're nothing crazy, they're nothing good, they're just kind of meh. I think overall it's solid. This little thing here is okay. I don't really like that it just sticks out. I wish they did what like Vanguard's does, where you can hover over and it shows pretty much exactly this, but just when you hover, because this is kind of in the way. Like, imagine you're trying to upgrade multiple units, you have to like click around, and it's just kind of, I don't know. Overall, like, this game isn't too bad. Like, obviously, the reason players aren't playing this is because this game has some issues, and there is a couple issues. The game doesn't feel that responsive. Like, the menus feel fine, but when I was like placing units, I had to like click a little bit, or it's like a little bit of a delay when I click and like try to upgrade. Everything feels a little bit like behind, if that makes sense. And like, obviously, the game's quality isn't all the way there, which is, I mean, it makes sense why this game doesn't have many players right now. But like in a different world where like Vanguards wasn't a thing and Anime Adventures didn't come back, I think this game would do pretty well. But I mean, like, there's no competition between Anime Adventures and Anime Vanguards compared to this. But honestly, like, if they had a little bit more quality of life and they tightened up some of their mechanics, it wouldn't be a bad game to play. Like, it wouldn't feel bad to play. But, you know, is Anime Fantasy a game that was, you know, that should have died out? No, I don't think it should have died. Obviously, I'm not saying get it to 10,000 concurrent players every day, but I don't think it should be as low of a player count, like at least 100, right? Like, there's other games that objectively are worse that have, I don't know, 500 concurrent players, even 1,000, some of them. So like, this game isn't too bad, but you know, that's all I can really say about it. So let's move on to our second game. I loved this game so much. Anime Tower Defense. Doesn't sell itself short. Its name is what it is. It's an anime tower defense game. Now, I actually, it just says my all-time is 32 minutes. Well, that's cap. I must have just not had the extension installed when I used to play this game. Because of any of you guys who were like actually OGs to my channel, you know, I started off my YouTube channel playing this game. I was one of the only YouTubers making videos on this game, and I hold it in a special place in my heart. It did fairly well in its prime. It got 16 million visits, and I remember it was sitting at maybe like, I think it peaked at 10,000 concurrent players at one point, but now it sits at a very sad 54 active players. So let's check it out and see what happened. Oh, it's beautiful to be back, you know. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I know this video is like, I play the game and I give you my verdict on if it should have died or not. I'm gonna give you my verdict on this game from the start. I don't think it should have died, and I'm going to spend the rest of the time on this game to explain to you guys why I think it shouldn't have died. First things first, it had a really cool, unique at the time. Now there's another big game that actually well, I wouldn't say copied because there's no proof, but maybe took heavy inspiration from this game. So this game has a system called enchanting, where you can choose any of your characters, right? You can click reroll and you get these different scrolls. There's basic scrolls, epic, legendary, there's a mythic one, there's all these different ones. And when you use one, let's just use an epic scroll here. Boom. It gives you a random, like 2, 1, 3, sometimes you get 5 random enchants, right? That just count as pretty much extra traits on your units. So this one is regen 5% of damage dealt, which is the most useless trait in this game. It only heals your base, so that one's trash, but reduces ability cooldown by 6%. So you can just have a random enchant on any unit you want that just reduces their cooldown by 6%. There's way stronger ones, like I'll show you. So let's say even on my Naruto here. So I have like an increased yen drop from mobs, increased chance for critical attacks, increased damage dealt to mobs. But then there's this one. So mythic scrolls can give you freeze blessing, right? And this one makes it so that literally any unit that you get this trait on instantly becomes a freeze unit. Like, what? That means they don't have to add freeze specific units. You can just make any unit a freeze unit, and then all of a sudden they're really good on your team. It's like there was something special about this game. This game really had a special idea going for it, and it definitely didn't look bad. Like, looking back at it now, some of the units, yeah, like they don't really hold up in terms of the model quality, but like it's still pretty good. Like, these models definitely aren't terrible looking. Some of them are a little goofy, but I actually wanted to show you guys, you know, I guess the gameplay, right? All right, so this game is obviously very low poly style. Like, it's not going to be your high quality graphics. It's not going to be anything crazy. The sound effects are used from this developer's other game. Like, they just asset flip almost. But they made a really cool game for the time. You know, this game was out before Anime Vanguards released, Anime Reborn released, before Anime Adventures announced that they were coming back. This was like a very, like, you know, like the only other game was like Anime Last Stand, and that was it. That was the only other tower defense game that was like really doing well. But this game kind of came out of nowhere, it seemed, and was just doing really well. And I grinded it for hours. Not even because I was making videos on it. I just liked the game. I genuinely just liked playing the game. And because I liked the game so much, that's why I started making videos on it, right? But the game obviously does lack a lot of things that that like Vanguard's brought to the table, because it hasn't updated since. So all the quality of life that Vanguard's had, like a unit manager and all these different things, they just weren't a thing. This wasn't the standard. So this game was actually really fun for its time. The effects are also nothing crazy. Like they don't look crazy, like they're nothing, you know, but like they did what they had to do, you know. It fit the style of this game. It was cool. My favorite part of this game though, like actually, was that the quest UI, your quests, you can just open at any time. So let's say you had to kill, like this one, let's see, like the kill mobs in Leaf City. Let's say you're on Leaf City infinite mode trying to grind the kills and you don't know how many you've gotten so far. You can just open the quest and it'll tell you when it's done, and you can actually claim the quest rewards in the middle of the infinite run. Like it was such a cool idea. Yeah, this game, like, it's not perfect. It never was. It's never going to be perfect, but it had a lot of cool ideas. The game felt very fresh when I started playing it. I don't know why, because there was nothing essentially different about the game, but it felt really new and fresh. It was something special for the time. And if you were around to play this game when it had the 10,000 concurrent players, you know, you were lucky. Low-key, I might be glazing a little bit, but like, this was a beautiful moment in the tower defense, like anime tower defense community, bro. This game was so nice, and it was very niche, and people just, it was just such a good time. So do I think the game deserves to die? No, it didn't deserve to die. But the question is, like, you guys are probably wondering, like, so why did the game die? If it had so much potential, why did it actually die? The reason is the developers just stopped working on it. They just moved on. They moved on to bigger and better things, I guess. They made this game, they released one update, and then they left. They just left. And this game is forever going to be stuck in a summer event update that they released, which was the last update they released. And it's going to be forever stuck in the summer event. But if they kept updating, I feel like they could have held a lot of players. Even now, I feel like if they kept updating, because they would have had like 6 months under their belt of updates, they could have like held some players. Like they would have been one of the games that still holds like a few thousand players. I'm sure of it. But you know, it is what it is, bro. So let's just move on to the next game. Now, next game on our list, Anime Guardians. I actually have played this a pretty fair amount. I've played it about an hour from my playtime. It's definitely the most alive one out of all the games we've checked out today. It has 745 active players, and it peaked at 4.7 million visits. This game is the reason why I decided to make this video, because I actually find this game kind of, well, it's fun because I have nothing to do in Anime Adventures or Anime Vanguards. Now, that might be a diss towards this game, but also, like, I don't know. All right, so this is Anime Guardians. This is their lobby. It's a very interesting lobby, I would say. It's nothing crazy. It's not great. It's just, you know, it is what it is. This is their, I actually don't have any gems right now, but this is what their banner looks like. Also, once again, a very Anime Vanguard style banner. And I actually got 2 mythics in this game. I have Rem, and I have Mashal from that one anime. I forget what it's called. I don't even know if his name's Mashal. Yeah, so you're probably wondering, like, dang, this lobby's pretty small, because it kind of is. Like, you have the summoning, and over here is, you know, you have your boss event, your leaderboard, your traits, like all your stuff is kind of all right here. So you're probably wondering, like, what else is over here? Oh, you go in here, like, where's your play area? Because there's an evolve area and a lab. Where's your play area? How do you actually play the game? Like, there's nothing over here. How do you play the game? I'm confused, and I was too. So I was like, you know what, it'll just teleport me to the play area if I just click play. So I did, and it's like, oh, okay, they got like a play, a summon, a lab, evolve. I was like, okay, so let's go to play area, right? And it opens this. So how this game works is you actually open portals and choose your act that you want to play, and then anyone can join you from the portal. So then you don't have to like sit in like a chamber and wait for people to try to join you. You can just do it out in the open in the lobby, which I kind of like. I think it's a cool idea. And you can do the same thing with raids. I'm actually not even the right level to play raids, never mind, but you can do it with raids. You can also do it with challenges. I have to clear, okay, I clearly haven't played this game enough, but it's a little cool idea. And I think it kind of helps with building some sort of like connection with players, because a lot of these games you just play by yourself, but if you can open a portal and like people your level can also just join in, and you know, it feels kind of nice, because portals are very enticing to people. I feel like in these games, they're like, oh, let's join this guy's portal. It just kind of feels like an enticing thing. Now, the other hand is like, it could also be a thing of, hey, I don't want to model a raid room. I don't want to model a challenge room. I don't want to model a story story, like a area for story. I don't want to model that. I don't want that in my lobby. It's very possible that's a thing, but I think it's a cool idea nonetheless. But how does the game actually feel to play? Well, let's hop into a game. The maps are nothing crazy. Like, you can't really expect too much from these games. Like, they're nothing. It's just a bunch of squares, rectangles, you know what I'm saying? But like, the game is kind of interesting. Like, it's kind of fun. Like, the Bulma's obviously our money unit. The UI doesn't look anything, it doesn't look too bad. The models don't look bad at all. Like, they have a nice little animations to them, which I like, instead of them just sitting there just stagnant. There's Rem here. The thing is, I don't think there's any sound effects in the game, which is my one like meh about this game. This game doesn't have any sound effects. Like, I get this cool character, and I think I got like a mythic trait on her. I don't really know what it does, but yeah, these cool units, right? And they have no sound effects. Like, this is what the game sounds like. You hear the sand, and you open the UI, and you upgrade, and that's all the sounds this game has. But like, overall, like, the game's fine. It feels way more responsive than the other game I checked out. The first game, Anime Fantasy, feels much more responsive. The UI is nicer. The animations for the moves aren't the greatest either. Like, they don't really look that good. They're just kind of meh. And then plus there's no sound. Like, I don't know. It's just, the game's underwhelming in that sense, but I do have fun with it once in a while. Like, I'm not saying I play this religiously, but if I'm kind of really bored and I just want to essentially just mindlessly play something while I, like, I don't know, watch a YouTube video or whatever, like this, I'll kind of just put this game on, and it's kind of interesting. Now, one thing to mention is, you know, this game is still getting updates. It actually got updated recently for Valentine's Day. Like, the devs are still working on this game despite the lower player count, which I really admire, which I really like. Like, it's a new boss event that they added to get what's her name? I'm gonna say Matsuri, but like the love pillar, you know? Yeah, I mean, like, does this game, the question, I wouldn't say this game is necessarily dead, because it's still getting updates, unlike the other two games. Like, Anime Fantasy was definitely dead. No one was updating that game, and Anime Tower Defense has been dead for 6 months, so it's never coming back. But this game's still getting updates, so does it deserve to die, or did it deserve to die? I don't think so. I think this game, if they kind of just lock in on more quality of life things and kind of improve UI a little bit here and there, I think they would have a really nice game. Let's be honest, this inventory UI is just kind of, it's just not nice. It doesn't really look the greatest. But so like, the UI needs some polishing and stuff like that. But like, overall, I don't think it's a bad game. It doesn't feel bad to play, and clearly there's still active players in the game. Like, it's just, this game has some people, and I don't think it deserves to be as low of a play count as it is, but you know, that's just my opinion. So to end off this video, here's my verdict. There's a lot of Anime Tower Defense games on Roblox I didn't even check out, and maybe if you guys want another video, I'll check out some more dead Anime Tower Defense games. But the ones I did check out, I really don't think I really don't think they deserve to really have died out, or like have such a low player count. And I think they had potential, and I think just games like Anime Adventures and Anime Vanguards just are so much higher quality and just have like a, well, quote unquote bigger budget to actually work on this stuff, to the point where you know, it makes sense why these games are so low in player count. Honestly, if you find a game fun and it has a low player count, don't worry about the player count. You shouldn't have to worry about a player count if you enjoy a game. Player count does not matter, remember that. But yeah, my name is Ka. If you're new to the channel, I really appreciate you actually sticking to the end of the video. It really means a lot. I really appreciate it if you left a like, a comment, you subscribed. It really helps me out. You have no idea how much it actually helps me out. But only do that stuff if you truly enjoyed the video. But yeah, without further ado, I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Bye bye.